Today's video is a little sadder and somber of tone because we're going to look at the martyrdom of the prophet Joseph Smith. And as we talk about the martyrdom, what I hope to accomplish in this video you've likely heard lessons and classes and things about the martyrdom when Joseph Smith was killed and his brother Hiram on June 27th, 1844. You've heard these your whole life or your whole time you've been a member of the church. What I have found is that most people don't actually know what led up to the martyrdom, the events that surrounded it and caused it. And also, they're not quite as familiar with the impacts of the martyrdom on the church. So what I want to talk about in this video is what are the events that build up to it? What led to Joseph's death? And I want to explore the idea, too, of did Joseph Smith have to die? Was that something that the Lord foreordained and seemed to have in his mind to happen? And in the next video, we'll get into some of the consequences of the martyrdom, including how it affected the church and the succession question of who should lead the church. I want to kick off with this question that I've asked. Did Joseph Smith have to be martyred? Just think about that. How would the church be different? How would the restoration be different had Joseph Smith not been martyred? Had Joseph Smith lived a long, full life into his 80s, like some of our modern prophets today, grown old with a white beard and eventually passed on through some, natural causes? Would the restoration have been different? I think so. One verse I want to start off with you is in Doctrine and Covenants section 136, verse 37 through 39. This is the only revelation that we have canonized that came to President Brigham Young when he was leading the church as president of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles after Joseph's death. The Lord told Brigham Young that Joseph was sent, quote, to bring forth my work, which foundation he did lay and was faithful. And I took him to myself. Many have marveled because of his death, but it was needful that he should seal his testimony with his blood, that he might be honored and the wicked might be condemned. That line, it was needful from the Lord himself that he should seal his testimony with his blood. There's something to Joseph giving his life through death that is different from him dying of natural old age, that acted as a fire or a spark in the flame of the restoration to keep it burning and keep it alive in the hearts of many and continues in many today. One of the things I want you to understand is when I say that Joseph gave his life, I also do believe that Joseph gave his life. I do think he might have been able to escape west. He was on his way west, as we'll talk about, and that he voluntarily went back and submitted to the charges in Carthage, knowing that it would lead to his eventual death. Brigham Young taught this about Joseph Smith's death. It was always a strange thing to me that Joseph Smith should have to lay down his life, until I found the following passage of Scripture. It is contained in the 9th chapter of Hebrews, 16 and 17 verses. For where a testament is, there must also of necessity be the death of a testator. For a testament is a force after men are dead. Otherwise it is of no strength at all while the testator liveth. And so when Joseph fell by the old well curb at Carthage jail, pierced by the bullets of assassins, he placed the capstone upon his mission by sealing it with his blood. And from that time henceforth, it is in force on all the world. It is a powerful idea that people are willing to die for a cause to motivate and validate that very cause.